Looks like the weather could be very active as we move on through the day tomorrow. As you can see, the severe weather index is at moderate right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the radar. Storm tracker, well, not showing anything in the state of Wisconsin. Well, I shouldn't say anything. That's a little bit of a stretch. There are a couple showers actually up through the central northwestern parts of the state. Just moved on past Hayward, and actually looks like a little small storm popping up just north of Eau Claire. But bulk of the rain, the bulk of the precipitation back into Minnesota yet. That's where it's going to be coming from as we move on through not only the overnight hours tonight, but during the day tomorrow. We are going to start out with some showers and storms. This will be the first round. That, however, ends during the mid-morning hours. By noon, I think we're dry, warming up to 87. By 3 o'clock, 91 degrees for your daytime highs. We're still dry. We're going to see a second round of storms, though, ignite and move on into the area, and those could also be stronger, perhaps severe. So the severe weather index is at moderate because of those storms that are possibly moving on in tomorrow. What are we expecting in terms of threats? Well, not much of a tornado threat. Wind and hail going to be the main threats, especially wind with the first round, and then that additional hail threat as we get the second round of storms later on in the day. And flooding always a concern whenever you get thunderstorms in case you got caught under a particularly heavy one. Could have some flash flooding concerns. That's the weather story, though, those two rounds of storms that are possible. There are already some severe thunderstorm watches, or one watch, I should say, that encompasses the west central and the central parts of Wisconsin. These are all in effect until 2 a.m. this morning. It's after that point that I think we start to get into some potential for severe weather. We're not under any watches right now, but I wouldn't be too shocked if they do extend that just a little bit further east into our neck of the woods, further to the west, and tornado watches in Minnesota. I don't think we'll be seeing anything quite that strong. Right now, we're still 76 degrees in Green Bay, 72 Minneapolis, 78 Madison, plenty of 70s around the region, even 69 in the UP. So it is still fairly mild. We aren't going to be getting that cool overnight tonight. There is still some moisture, so it's definitely possible there are some ingredients in place to be seeing those storms propagate into our neck of the woods. So you can see those storms really firing up now. Well, they've fired up already, but now they're starting to move on in a very similar form to how I think they're going to push past us, and that's this big arc of thunderstorm activity that's going to be sliding its way through the state. If anything, it may just glance us to the north, but there is a chance that it could come barreling right down towards us. So here's a look at your future track. This thinks it's going to kind of head more right down into the Fox Valley. That's going to move on in by about 4 a.m. By 7 o'clock, again, we'll be seeing those showers and storms pushing on by. That actually exits during the afternoon. We dry out there until we hit the evening. That's when we're going to be seeing those storms spark back up along this cold front. That cold front doesn't really swing past, but the energy moves on past us. Then we start to get warm again for the day on Tuesday. We could see a couple isolated storms, but I think most of this activity is going to stay north, and we're just going to see our temperatures rise once again on up into the low 90s. For tonight, 67, some storms possible towards sunrise, and then during the day tomorrow, storms early, mainly a wind threat early with any severe storms, and then again late, mainly wind and hail for those threats. 91 degrees for your high. And then Tuesday, a couple isolated storms possible. I don't think anything severe. 93 degrees for your high temperature. Moving into Wednesday, a cold front swings on through late in the day, even though we will be at 90. We see some relief thereafter. On Thursday, we're back down to 80. We're starting to dry out and clear out, a much more manageable temperature, that's for sure, and then sticking close to average on through the rest of the week. The one silver lining from this potential for severe weather is that we're going to be seeing rain, it looks like. Some widespread rain, perhaps. So that's definitely some good news, even though we did pick up a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit for many of us.
Little.
We'll take all we can get.
Yes, we will. All right.